From the books to the flights, new worlds we explore. Unlocking opportunities, there's always more. Everyday life, the highs and the lows. Together we'll grow as this journey unfolds. ABJ Vlogs, where the world meets your dreams. Scholarships and travels, nothing's out of reach, it seems. Everyday adventures.
Hey, hello, Why that now ABJ Vlogs. Thank you so much for coming on to ABJ Vlogs tonight. It's evening here. I'm recording this video this evening. I want to first of all thank all of you for everything that you have done for ABJ Vlogs. You see, I keep seeing the numbers. One of these days, I'll come back so that we go through the analytics and then you see what I'm talking about. But thank you so much for everything that you are doing for ABJ Vlogs. Please share for others to know what we are doing and let other people know that yes, we are here to, of course, help, and whatever we can, we will do. Just exercise a little patience because currently I'm the only person standing, but I plan to bring on board those who got admission this year. We form a team and they will be able to answer a lot of your questions and help you as we can. And so what are we doing today? In today's episode, we are going to talk about some of the likely questions, some common questions. So this is actually influenced by one of our subscribers. I don't know whether the person is a subscriber, right? Please, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. But the person left a comment in there, and then I decided to pick it up and then we'll make a video because it's very helpful to all of us. So what was the person asking? This is actually the question that the person asked. Let's see what the person asked. Okay, and so the person was basically asking, I want to just see it very well. Where do I even go to? Yes. So the person was asking, ABJ, please, what are some of the questions they asked during what are some of the questions they asked during your time for the visa interview in Ghana? Yeah, so this is the simple question that the person asked, and I want to share a thorough opinion about it so that it would benefit everybody. So if I have not answered you directly in the comment section, please forgive me, but I want to explore so that every other person would understand. So this is going to be basically based on my my experience at the embassy. And so if you faced a different or you had a different experience, you can let me know. Okay, you can also comment in the comment section, and we are all here to learn. So if you experience something different other than what I'm going to say, you say, but obviously I was not answering all these questions, but I consulted some of my friends and I also realized, okay, this way I think I was asked only 2 or 3 questions and that was it. So let's basically get into the video and let's pause on. Let me see whether when I scroll from this side it's going to happen. Okay, so it's yes. So these questions that I'm going to project, okay, these questions are basically my own experience and I've put them here. They asked me some basic questions. And one thing that I want to say about Chinese visa application is that it is not something that is like meant to how do you call it, like to refuse you a visa, unlike the European countries, US and other stuff. Like these are something initially Chinese, they were not having interview. It was quite recent, I think from 2018, then they started bringing in this interview sort of thing. So it is not something that is supposed to be so much difficult. Now, let me be quick to add that, you see, the interview category, the interview basically depends on the type of scholarship you are having, okay? I've always said time without number that if you're having Chinese government scholarship, you see, your questions are not so much difficult. Why? Because you have already fulfilled almost everything. You don't need a bank statement if you're with Chinese government scholarship, or you have a scholarship that comes with a good funding, like maybe over 2,000 RMB or even 1,500 RMB monthly stipend. The likelihood that you don't need a bank statement is high. So if you're having such a scholarship, then it means that they are not going to ask you so many questions, because at the end of the day, you're going to get your tuition, accommodation, medical insurance, everything covered. And on top of it, every month you get money to feed yourself. But those who will keep long in the interview room are people who do not have a lot of, who do not have full funding, and their families have to cater for them. So they would have to really know what and what, okay? But one thing I'm going to say, let's quickly get on into the video and let's answer the questions. So the first one, when I got there on that fateful day, let me share my experience and we go through the questions together. When I got there on that fateful day, whoever I met there, let me switch my camera. Whoever I met there, first of all, welcomed me very well. And at the time that I was going, I had to add my medicals, like my medical reports. At that time, they were not requesting for the police report. 2019, they were not requesting for the police report, so I did not add that one. So when I just entered the room, the person just welcomed me and then asked me how I was doing then, and asked me whether I could speak any other Chinese. And obviously, the basic Chinese I understood was ni hao, because I had learned it online. So ni hao, and that was it. And so the person asked me, so can you hand over your medical report and other stuff to me? I just handed it over. She just took my x-ray, like just to make sure that I did them. Then the first question was like, okay, so why did you choose to study in China? Why have you not decided to go to any other country? Yes. I think it's in my questions that I've listed. Then after that, so she asked me, so what have you heard about China? What I told you know about China? And I mentioned quite a few. And she was like, so after graduation, what do you intend to do? I said what I wanted to do, and that was it. And she said, okay, thank you. But you see, when you go there, your visa does not require, so it turned rather into advice, very short. Your visa does not require you to work in China, so make sure you do not work. Other than that, you break the rules. And so that was it. And the person wished me luck and said, when you qualify for the visa, we'll give you the visa. That was it. You see, but other people also went in there and they kept long. So those of us who were in the queue waiting for the interview were quite confused. They're like, what at all are they doing in there? So it depends on everybody. Sometimes you have your very good day, sometimes you have your very bad day. But notwithstanding all of these things, these are at least some questions that are going to help you. That is why I want to share, or that is why I'm sharing. So whoever asked this question, thank you so much. And let us go through these questions together. I believe at least you'll be able to answer some of these. And these ones, you should know them at your fingertips. The first question, I need not to even talk about it. It's not even a question. Your full name, your date of birth, and then your nationality. They already know that you are Ghanaian, but when they ask you of your full name, mention the one that is in your passport, and then your date of birth should be consistent. I know some people would give to agents to apply for them, and so sometimes the information mismatches, but please make sure that you are able to know the information. Then, which university or school do you currently attend? Not currently, like, or have you graduated from? It depends, because some people have not really graduated and they have applied. So that was the concept I used. So you tell them the current like school that you graduate. If you're a bachelor's, yeah, if you apply for a bachelor, your recent. So mention the most recent first. But usually they do not really ask this one. Then they ask you of your major. What was your previous major? Anytime they're asking you of your previous major, they want to match it with your current. So, oh, okay, so you studied law or you studied accounting and you're going to do public administration. What is the relationship? Does it link? You see, so if they're asking you previous, they will match it with your current and then they will ask you a question on it, really. So make sure if your current major and your previous major does not link, then make sure you find a linkage between the two before you go to the interview. So let me highlight them so you see. Then yes, have you previously visited China? If yes, what was the purpose? So they ask you, have you been to China before? No. Have you ever studied in China before? Because you're a student, they're going to ask you some of these things. Have you ever studied in China? If you have studied in China, you just, oh, I have not studied in China physically, but I did an online program in China. You answer to it. Okay. Yes. Now let us come to this. For Chinese interview, I don't know whether this year, because what I've seen is that every year take a twist, every year take a turn. But if nothing changes, then I don't think it's going to be so much different from what we are talking about here. So it says that, why did you choose to study in China? You see, in my during my time, they asked me, why did you choose to study in China? So your study plan. Yeah, I know the answers that the people are giving. Oh, China is far more advanced than my country. Sometimes I encourage people that do not automatically downgrade your country. No, like China is highly developed. We understand educational wise, everything, technological wise. So you can use those ones as your highlights, not necessarily degrading your country at the expense of another country. You get it? I want to study in China because I feel, or I know, or I've read online that the academic environment is top notch and surpasses my country. Although like it's not like you're downgrading, like some people they want to downgrade their country like to the core, to the zero, you see. So you have to, and which university have you been admitted to? These are very, very important questions that you should know. Some people do not know the universities they've been admitted to. Why? Because an agent applied for them, and so they cannot tell which school they are going. When they see traces of this, it will be very difficult for them to give you the visa. Attaining Chinese visa, our student visa, X1 or X2 visa, it is very, very simple. But if you do not answer some of these basic questions, then I'm afraid. So which university have, currently I've been admitted to Zhonan University of Economics, and I've been admitted to Xiamen University, I've been admitted to Tsinghua University, I've been admitted to Peking University. If you want to even go further, then you go further to study blah 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 blah, then you add it. Okay, so please, and one of these mistakes like this one, if you're not very careful, if you are somebody who have applied to multiple universities, sometimes you are likely to make this mistake. So maybe you have applied to like 3 or 4 universities, you've gained admission, you have used one of the universities to apply, but out of pressure or out of fear or panic, you go and mention other universities. They are going to ask you several questions. Okay, then what program would you study and what is the duration? So please, you see, some of the programs are quite trickish. Just make sure that you verify this before. It's always on your admission letter. You have been admitted into this program for so and so years. Yes, please make sure you verify so that you are not confused. Do you have an admission letter? Yes, this question is not likely that they will ask. It is not likely that they will ask because it is your JW201 or JW202 that you have used to apply for the visa. So it's not likely that they will ask, but they will ask you for sometimes they can ask you, do you have your copy of your JW201 or JW202 here, or your admission letter? So it is very important that the documents that you have used to apply, when you are going for the interview, you carry them. So that is why I brought this, so that they know that yes, you have your admission, you get it. But of course, for the JW201 and JW202 and the admission letter, when you go there, you use the original to apply, but they will give it back to you. They will not keep the original. They will just take the photocopies after they are verified. So obviously, they are not going to keep it. So you have to make sure that you get. Some people forget to always take them, but you have to take them. Yes. And so do you have them? Yes, I have them. Oh, unfortunately, but please remember to take them. And how did you learn about this university? Sometimes it is not so like, it's not a common, but I think one guy 2 years ago was asked this, so I brought it. So how did you learn about, or how did you hear about this university? Oh, a friend of mine, a relative of mine is there and he recommended the university to me. Oh, I saw it online, something like that. What are your future plans? And this one, I'm so passionate about this. Your future career. I'm so passionate about this because this question is almost like very common. So now, the reason why they ask this particular question is that they want to know whether the program you're going to study links up with what you want to do in future. So please make sure there is a linkage between your previous university, like your previous study, to the current one, to your future job prospects. You get the whole link. So make sure these 3 connect. Your future career should connect with the current program you're going to study. I want to study, when I graduate, I want to do this. And my current program that I'm going to study is going to help me ABC to achieve BC. And you're making a good point. Now let's come to the finances and let me explain something. So who is going to fund your expenses? This is very important. They want to know who is going to fund you. Now you saw JW201 here and you saw JW202. Let me highlight them. Now, JW201, in my other video, I explained the difference between JW201 and JW202 is that JW201 is for those who have gotten Chinese government scholarship. So if you get Chinese government scholarship, you are going to be issued JW201. But if you get any other type of scholarship, provincial scholarship, whatever scholarship, military scholarship, whatever, any other kind of scholarship, you're going to be issued JW202. So that is the difference. That's the first difference. Now, who is going to fund your living expenses in China. If you get a scholarship, Chinese government scholarship, it is full tuition, medical insurance, accommodation, living expenses, catered for. If you get Shanghai government scholarship, the same. If you get Silk and Road or Belt and Road, the same. You see, all these scholarships come with full funding, where at the end of the month they give you an amount of money even as part of your scholarship. However, if you do not get any of these, so those who get these scholarships that I've mentioned with monthly stipend, and there are some other university scholarship that comes with full stipend. Now, when you get like monthly stipend, which is very reasonable in quotes, if you I don't know which one to classify as, but when you get like maybe 1,000 RMB going, you are likely not to add a bank statement. So that one, this question, they will just ask who's going to fund your living expenses. Then you explain, oh, currently I won the so and so scholarship, so yes, and they will know. But on the other side, if you are a bachelor student who obviously is not going to get a full 100% scholarship, including stipend, or you got a provincial scholarship that is not going to guarantee you a monthly stipend. Any other scholarship that do not come with stipend, you are supposed to answer this question intelligently. Now, when you are filling your form, they are going to ask you, when you are filling the form, they're going to ask you a simple question. And the question is, who's going to be your financial guarantor? Now, when you're filling this, make sure the name that you mentioned aligns with the financial guarantor that you have mentioned in the document. Please listen to this well. Make sure it's aligned. If not, you can cause a problem. Let's be quick. I think the video is becoming long, so let's be quick. And so there is another question, another important question. Can you provide a proof of the bank, like the proof of the bank statement whatsoever? Remember, by the time you go for the interview, you would have used this to apply. But I brought it here so that you do not forget to attach it when you are going. So that in case they should ask you, where is the proof, you can just give to them. So please make sure whoever's name or whoever's bank statement, either your uncle, your auntie, whatever you have used to apply, should be consistent. But if you got a scholarship with stipend, then it's almost like that you're not going to be asked this. Then this one, where are you going to live? They're not going to ask you, because you're obviously going to live in the university. But some people would prefer to live in the apartment. But for me, I'll tell you that I'm going to stay in the dormitory or on campus. When you get here and then you want to change, it is all up to you. Now, there is another question that I intentionally have not brought it here, but their question is very important about the laws of China. It's likely they can ask you what law do you know about China, or what have you heard about China? Aside telling them that the people are nice, their culture is nice and all of that, tell them on point. If you're asked such a question, this is important. Tell them that when you're on a student visa, you cannot work. It enhances your chances, because especially those who are not going to be on scholarship, stipend. But tell them that when you're on student visa, you cannot work. That is one of the major things they want to hear from everybody, whether you're even on scholarship. Those who are going to get stipend, they will advise them. They will advise you that please, as you go, make sure you do not fall into trouble. And one of the easiest things for foreigners to do is to engage in illegal work. Yes. So let them understand that you know, and that is really going to help you. Okay. So basically, you see, these are the questions that they've asked over the years are not so much. And so these are very simple questions that I've outlined here. But if fortunately you have attended such an interview before China, and then you have other questions that I've not captured, you can put them in the comment section so people can learn from all of us. So just as I always say, please subscribe, share for others to enjoy what we do. And yes, I wish you all the best. Yes, you see, when I projected, you realize that somebody had gotten a scholarship. Yes, a lot of people reach out to me and say, BJ, thank you so much. Thank you. The thank you is so much, and then it makes me very happy, and I want to do more. But one thing that is really making me happy these days is that when I come back to the portal to check the analytics, I realize that now BJ Vlogs does not get less than 100 views in a day. Before, we were struggling to even make the 10 and the 20s. Now we do not get less than 100 views in a day. And so that shows that, guys, we are really working. Thank you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. Bye bye. ABJ Vlogs. ABJ Vlogs.